Ambassador Thorella of the Saravati Empire descended from her crystalline shuttle with grace befitting her status. Draped in layers of iridescent ceremonial silk, her four-fingered hands formed the ancient glyph of formal welcome. Her tall, willowy frame glimmered under the tri-suns of Halora Prime, and behind her hovered a full honor guard clad in mirrored armor dot. It was her first diplomatic mission to a human colony. She'd been thoroughly briefed. Humans were unpredictable, emotional, impulsive creatures, yet astonishingly effective at diplomacy and warfare alike. The Council of Galactic Harmony had only recently granted them full rights as a sentient member species, and many elder races were still unsure if this was a mistake. Thorella, however, had been raised on tales of Earth's chaotic rise. Their Death World resilience, their terrifying adaptability, and their strange, powerful concept called kindness. She didn't know what to make of that last part. Kindness, to her people, was a weakness. Now, standing on the human colony of New Eden, she was prepared to show her people's honor. As she approached the human emissary, her translator implant identified him, Liam Carter, 32, Earthborn, Diplomatic Corps, veteran of the Titan Uprising. He stood alone. No guards, no weapons, no ceremony. Just that smile humans were known for half sincerity, half chaos. Thorella raised her hands in the ceremonial trifold salute, her voice melodic as she spoke in High Saravati. May our stars intertwine in peace and our minds never draw blades. She expected a return of the same gesture. She expected practice diplomacy instead. He stepped forward and hugged her, just wrapped his arms around her in a full, unapologetic human embrace. Warmth, contact, no defense, no calculation. Thorella froze mid-gesture. The honor guards gasped. Somewhere, one dropped their staff. Liam released her with a chuckle. Welcome to New Eden, Ambassador. You're safe here. The translator chip worked fine. The words were clear. She was not. Her mind reeled. Touch outside one's family was forbidden in Saravati culture. Yet, in that brief contact there, was no disrespect, no dominance, just comfort, like a shield offered, not imposed. She blinked her bioluminescent eyes. You touch me. Liam tilted his head. Yeah, that's called a hug. It means you're welcome here. She struggled for words. That was not in the briefing. He laughed again, not mocking, more like a child delighted by a secret shared. Neither was your beautiful greeting. But that's the point, isn't it? We're here to meet as ourselves. Later that evening, they sat in a lush Earth-style garden beneath synthetic stars. Thorella, still recovering from the shock, had reluctantly agreed to a private conversation. A human custom. Again. The Saravati preferred councils and witnesses, but the humans were different, over actual Earth-grown tea, not the chemical simulation she'd expected. Liam explained. Hugging, he said, is a deeply human thing. We do it when words don't seem enough. When we want someone to feel safe, accepted. It's not dominance. It's vulnerability. It's saying, you're not alone. Thorella looked at him, her mind a whirlwind. You offer peace. By lowering your defenses? Exactly. That single quote's dangerous. Liam nodded. That's why it matters. In the days that followed, Thorella's report to the Saravati Council changed tone. What began as a list of cultural violations and unstructured rituals gradually evolved into admiration. Humans weren't just chaos incarnate. They were deliberate in their disorder, finding unity in difference, peace through openness. Her people had mastered logic and symmetry, but humans have mastered empathy. The hug was never forgotten. Not by Thorella, not by the guards who'd seen it, and certainly not by the media, who caught it on 20 angles and turned it into a viral moment across the galactic net. Human breaks protocol, shares emotion. Saravati ambassador stunned by primitive ritual. Is hugging the future of galactic diplomacy? The memetics spread like wildfire. Other species tried it. Poorly. The Plaxians crushed several diplomats attempting it. The Vorni hissed and evaporated in offense. But the Ceravati, they watched. Thirella. She returned to her world changed, not less Ceravati, but more aware, more open, and at the next council session, she did something unthinkable when her old rival, the Zon Prime, greeted her with the ceremonial wave. Thirella stepped forward and gently hugged him. He screamed. Everyone screamed out, and then he hugged back. Years later, historians would look back on that hug as the beginning of what they called the human integration shift, a soft, emotional revolution led not by warships or conquest, but by an ancient Earth instinct. When asked how she could allow such contact to redefine 1,000 years of cultural law, Thirella simply smiled and said, "He meant no harm. He offered connection. He showed us what it means to trust." And in that moment, I didn't feel like a diplomat. I felt human.